Pokemon got me into med school. So when I was in college, I had a fraternity brother that I was friends with. And it turns out that we were into the same stuff like video games, Pokemon, etc. And so what we used to do was we used to go to the one of the classrooms. I was an honor student, and so I had access to basically this honors full, like these fancy classrooms and lounge space after hours. And so we would go there on random weeknights and we play Pokemon Black and White together. We would play through the battle subway. And we're doing this. And then I think we had another friend who started joining us, and we're like, why don't we start something? And so we started this Pokemon club where essentially we would get together and play Pokemon. And then I recruited a couple people from my class, and he recruited some people. And so we would have four, five, six, seven of us would get together every month and we would play Pokemon. Either we would be playing, it was Pokemon Black 2, White 2 at the time, then Pokemon X and Y came out. So we'd be battling together, trading, whatnot. Or we had this Pokemon board game that we'd get together and play. And it was fun. It was super fun that we used to do that. And I got to meet some cool people from that. In fact, my friend actually met two, my friend met two of his ex-girlfriends from the Pokemon Club, and one of his ex-girlfriends was friends with another girl who's now his wife. So the Pokemon Club actually got him married. But for me, so it's this fun thing that we did, right? And I would always joke that, hey, why don't we turn this official? If we make it an official club, then we can get school funding for it. Then we could actually buy pizza and other things for the club. And we just never end up going through with it, but that was an idea that we had. So anyway, flash forward to med school applications time, and one of the things that you have to do is you have to put in the extracurricular activities that you do. And so I put Pokemon Club founder in my medical school application. I swear to God. And no one really gave an F about it. But there was this one interviewer, this older lady, and because I'd also put board game enthusiast on my med school application. And so she asked me what for Monopoly advice. And I was like, great, I love playing Monopoly. For Monopoly, you want to get on the second row. That's the most cost effective one with the orange and the light blues. And you want to buy three houses. You don't want to buy too much or too little, right? Three houses is the best to do. And so I was just giving her Monopoly tips, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I definitely want. I want to beat my grandson, so I'm definitely gonna take these tips into account." And then she starts asking me about Pokemon. So I told her about the Pokemon Club and how we get together and play Pokemon. And she was like, "Wow, that's so cool. You guys are bringing your hobbies together." All right. And so that was at the University of South Alabama, which is where I ended up getting into med school. And then that's what I went through. I talked about Pokemon in my med school interview and I got accepted to that medical school. So I like to believe that, yeah, Pokemon got me into med school, right? And so we think of stuff like that. Oh, yeah, Pokemon's so stupid and it's just a kid's thing. But these have real life implications. My friend who I we started the Pokemon Club with, we're friends still to this day. He lives in Alabama still, right? Married, kids. But every year he throws a Christmas party. So I go back and I go to this Christmas party so I can see him, see all my old friends from college. And every couple months or so, we'll get online, we'll play Smash Bros or Mario Party, right? So these games help us maintain our friendship. But it all started from Pokemon and playing on the battle subway, right? Connecting our DSs together and playing online together was because of Pokemon. It's something that I am grateful for. It's made a huge real life impact on me. I'm sure that you probably have your own Pokemon related story as well. Maybe it had some real life implications. Maybe it didn't. I would love to hear how Pokemon's affected your life in the comments, right? All of this inspired me. All my experiences with this stuff inspired me to create Cosplay Couture. It's a fashion runway, fashion show where basically cosplayers get to show off their cosplay on a runway in a fashion show. Because I think that cosplay is art and it should be out there expressed. Because I think it's a lot better than the kind of fat thing we call fashion nowadays. So yeah, you can, if right, supporting that community, like seeing these fashion designs come to life, if that interests you, definitely check out our page, Cosplay X Couture, on YouTube and Instagram. And You can even look at going to one of our next shows coming up, either in Miami or New York. So yeah, definitely check those out. Yeah, share any thoughts you might have in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.